Oh my god! Really? Brennan is about to destroy 4 lives at once, and I swear, nobody in Port Charles is ready for how ugly this could get. I'm looking at this whole situation with Nina, Valentine, Carly, Willow, and Brennan, and I keep coming back to one brutal truth. This is not just a revenge story anymore. This is a trap. A massive one. And the scariest part is that every single person involved thinks they are the one holding the power. Nina thinks she can outmaneuver Brennan. Valentine thinks taking Brennan down could buy him freedom. Carly thinks this is about protecting Jocelyn. Willow thinks she can use her new political position to force Brennan's hand. But Brennan is sitting in the middle of all of this like a spider in a dark corner, watching every single one of them walk closer to the web. I did not expect Nina, Valentine, and Carly to end up on the same side. I really didn't. Because, come on, let's be real. These 3 people do not naturally belong in one room together unless somebody is lying, crying, threatening someone, or all 3 at the same time. Nina and Carly working toward the same target? That alone feels like Port Charles has tilted off its axis. But that's how dangerous Brennan has become. He has forced people who hate each other, mistrust each other, and have betrayed each other before to stand in the same corner and aim at the same man. And Nina's reason? Oh, it's personal. It's ugly. It's humiliating. Brennan has been blackmailing her, pushing her, cornering her, trying to force her to reveal Valentine's location. And I know Nina. I know how she gets when she's scared, when she's guilty, when she's protecting someone she loves but also trying to protect herself. She starts making moves that look emotional on the surface, but underneath there's always calculation. Brennan knows that. He knows Nina's weak spots. He knows she still has ties to Valentine, and he is using that connection like a knife pressed right under her ribs. But Valentine does not even have the luxury of pretending this is just emotional. He is a federal fugitive. He is wanted. He is living with the kind of danger where one wrong move, one loose conversation, one person flipping under pressure, and his entire life collapses. So, for Valentine, taking Brennan down is not some cute little revenge fantasy. It might be his only road back to freedom. If Brennan falls, Valentine gets leverage. If Brennan is exposed, Valentine may be able to trade information, shift blame, maybe even crawl back from the edge. And that's exactly why he is dangerous right now. A man with nothing to lose is bad enough. But Valentine Cassadine with nothing to lose? That is a whole different nightmare. Then there is Carly. And I have to say it, Carly's anger here feels different. This is not Carly being petty. This is not Carly sticking her nose into business just because she can. Brennan crossed the line when he deceived her and pulled Jocelyn into the WSB world. He recruited her daughter as an agent. He opened that door. He put Jocelyn on a path filled with secrets, danger, and blood, and he did it while Carly was standing there believing she knew who he was. That betrayal is the kind Carly does not forgive. Carly can deal with lies. She has survived plenty of them. But when you use her child, no. That turns Carly into something colder. So now I have Nina, Valentine, and Carly aiming at Brennan from 3 different emotional directions. Nina wants the blackmail to stop, Valentine wants survival, Carly wants payback. And just when I think, okay, this is already messy enough, here comes Willow, and Willow changes the whole temperature of the room. Because Willow is not just dragged into this by accident. She is now targeting Brennan too after learning that he has the deleted video from the PCPD, the video tied to Willow's crime. And that is the part that makes me sit up. Because this means the original evidence was never truly erased. Everyone may have believed it was gone. Willow may have wanted to believe it was gone. Nina may have hoped the danger had passed. But Brennan had it. Brennan kept it. Brennan saved it like a loaded weapon, and he used it to blackmail Nina. That is sick. That is calculated. That is Brennan showing everyone, without even raising his voice, that he is never just playing the obvious game. He is always keeping the real weapon somewhere else. And now Willow knows. that changes everything. Because Willow, as the new congresswoman, has power. Brennan cannot simply ignore. She can threaten WSB funding, support, aid, political cover, whatever string she can reach, she is ready to pull it. Her message is basically clear. Destroy that video or the WSB loses support. And I get why she thinks that is the move. I do. Because from Willow's perspective, Brennan has something that can ruin her forever. Her career, her reputation, her freedom, her whole carefully rebuilt image, all of it could burn if that video gets out. But this is where I get nervous. Because Willow is thinking like a new politician. Brennan is thinking like a former monster. And I don't say that lightly. I remember who Brennan was. I remember the pikeman shadow hanging over him. This man was not some random charming suit who wandered into town with a smile and a passport full of secrets. He was once connected to one of the darkest operations around. He was dangerous enough to be locked up. He was dangerous enough that people should have never relaxed, just because he came back looking polished, controlled, and almost civilized. And now he is back in Port Charles as the head of the WSB operation in town, answering only to Cullum. And if Brennan is under Cullum, that does not make him safer. That makes him worse. Because Brennan, with power, with government cover, with access to files, agents, surveillance, and legal pressure, that is not a villain hiding in the shadows. That is a villain with a badge. And I think people forgot that. I really do. Brennan has been playing charming. He has been playing restrained. He has been letting everyone think maybe he is not as cruel as he used to be. Maybe he has changed. Maybe his feelings for Carly softened him. Maybe the WSB gave him structure. But I don't buy it. I think the cruelty was always there. It was just sleeping. Or maybe not sleeping. Maybe it was waiting. And now Carly has betrayed him. Not just politically. Not just strategically. Emotionally. She betrayed the love Brennan believed he had with her. And she did it by going to Valentine, his enemy. And let's not pretend Brennan would take that like a normal man. He will not sit in a dark room, drink coffee, and say, well, I'm disappointed. No. Brennan is the kind of man who turns heartbreak into a federal operation. Carly sleeping with Valentine is not just a betrayal to him. It is an insult, a challenge, a humiliation. And men like Brennan do not forgive humiliation. They bury it under someone else's prison sentence. So now I am asking myself, what does Brennan do first? Does he go after Carly? Because that is the emotional strike. He could have her taken, detained, questioned, maybe even held somewhere for national security reasons. That phrase is terrifying because it can cover anything. Carly could disappear behind closed doors, and Brennan could make it look official. He could say she compromised an investigation. He could say she assisted a fugitive. He could say she had contact with Valentine while Valentine was wanted. And suddenly Carly is not just a mother protecting her daughter. Suddenly Carly's a suspect. Or does he go after Valentine first? That would be the obvious move. Valentine is already vulnerable, already wanted, already living on borrowed time. Brennan could capture him, isolate him, force him into a deal, or worse, use him as bait. And the cruel part is, if Brennan gets Valentine, he does not just get a fugitive. He gets leverage over Nina. He gets leverage over Carly. He gets a weapon he can point in every direction at once. But that's not all. Because Nina may be the easiest one for Brennan to frame. And that scares me. Nina is messy. Nina has secrets. Nina has a history of desperate choices. Brennan does not even have to invent a perfect crime for her. He just has to build a believable one. He could plant evidence. He could twist her contact with Valentine. He could make it look like she obstructed justice, aided a fugitive, traded favors, tampered with evidence, or participated in some WSB-related cover-up. And because Nina already looks guilty half the time, even when she is not, people might believe it. That is the cruelest part. Brennan does not need the truth. He only needs a story that fits what people already suspect. And Willow? Willow may be in even deeper danger than she realizes. Because if she threatens Brennan using her position as congresswoman, he can flip that instantly. He can make her look corrupt. He can accuse her of extortion. He can create fake evidence showing that she tried to pressure the WSB for personal reasons. He could frame her for embezzlement. He could say she abused her office. He could even claim she used political power to destroy evidence connected to her own crime. And the horrifying thing is, that last part is close enough to the truth to stick. That is what makes Brennan so dangerous. He does not have to create lies from nothing. He takes real guilt, real secrets, real fear, and wraps them in fake evidence until nobody can tell where the truth ends and the setup begins. So when I look at these four people, Carly, Valentin, Nina, and Willow, I don't see a team strong enough to beat Brennan yet. I see four targets standing in a row. Four people with secrets. Four people Brennan can ruin. Four people who all think they are moving against him, while he may already be moving against them. And the biggest twist, the one I cannot shake, is this. Brennan may not want to defeat them one by one. He may want them all arrested at the same time. Imagine that. Carly taken for aiding Valentin. Valentin dragged in as a fugitive. Nina arrested on a planted charge connected to obstruction or conspiracy. Willow exposed through the video and then framed for political corruption. One operation, one sweep, one brutal public takedown. Brennan would not just win. He would send a message to the entire town. Nobody uses me, nobody threatens me, nobody betrays me and walks away clean. And I hate how possible that feels. Because the truth is, Carly did betray Brennan. Valentin is a fugitive. Nina did get tangled in Brennan's blackmail. Willow does have a crime tied to that video. Their real sins are already sitting there. Brennan only has to add the fake ones on top. That is how he traps them. That is how he makes sure, even if they scream, "I was framed," nobody knows which part they mean. So now I'm left with this sick feeling that the alliance formed too late. Nina, Valentin, Carly, and Willow may have finally realized they have the same enemy, but Brennan has known all along that they were vulnerable. He has been collecting pressure points. He has been saving evidence. He has been watching hearts break, loyalties shift, and panic rise. And the next move, I think it is going to be ugly. I think Brennan is done pretending. I think the charming mask is about to crack. And once it does, poor Charles is going to remember exactly why this man was feared in the first place. But here is the question that keeps me on edge. When Brennan finally strikes, who disappears first? Carly, Valentin, Nina, Willow? Or has Brennan already made the first move and nobody has realized they are trapped yet